My struggles they are temporary. My trouble days could never face me. They could never face me though. They could never face me though. The amount of struggles I'm face and today I'm still alright. Just believe in it.
Good evening and welcome to Dissect. I go by the name of Jewel and this is my co-host.
I go by the name of Novelist. Good night.
Good night. How was your week, Navi? How has your week been?
My week was all right, I wasn't supposed to be here today, but, my stuff got moved out to the middle of the week. So that, have me sitting here with you this evening and, just lay back and like I'm supposed to be on my day off.
Yeah, you thought I couldn't handle it on my own, so you made sure.
None of that. I got 100% faith in you, and the entire team. So none of that.
Yeah.
How was your week, though?
I'm happy that you're here. I had a very crazy busy week at work, and but I'm glad to be on Dissect where I can just relax and just be myself. And let's do the thing. Dissect some things today. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
All week I've been listening to our guest. I made a I made a comment that I was going to bed with Colton T, waking up with Colton T. Let's hear how he feels about that. No, honestly, I'm excited to have our guests on tonight. Without further ado, let's bring on our guest, Colton T.
Agwansa.
Hey.
Yeah, man, blessed love everybody. Yeah.
Welcome to Dissect.
Yeah, man, thanks for having me straight up.
Yeah, man. So how is everything? How is everything back home right now?
I mean, home is always home, So,
nice.
Yeah. I will have it ups and downs, but home is home, Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Well, before we start, let me congratulate you on your award. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
All right.
Yeah.
So
we're going to get into that in a little bit, but we have some questions for you. We want to get to know you as a person first before we can get to know the artist. Like, tell us a little bit about Colton T. Where are you from in Dominica? Let's just start there. Where are you from in Dominica?
Originally, I'm from Goodwill. You want to know about? Well, I mean, if you're asking about Colt, you say personal, so you want to know the Colton. You want to know, but yeah, I'm from Goodwill.
Yeah.
So, well, what we want to know is, so the beginning, where everything started, before the music even started coming in, that's where we want to start. We want to get to know you we want the people to get to know you as the person, and then we get into the artist vibe and you know what I mean, and your inspirations and all them things.
Yeah, well, back
So,
then I was a baller, you know. I was a baller back then, so football was my passion.
okay.
I used to play national ball. Um, I play for Dominica already.
Wow.
Yeah, so back then, like my passion was, you know, football. That was my
Nice.
thing.
So when the switch came into play.
Um, the switch came into play. I think after I got some disappointment in how the national team was operating, um, you know, that's when I started to put more attention into music.
Right.
So that was about just when I left high school there, about
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Wow. That's something that I didn't get to research. When I was doing research on you, I didn't find that information about you, but interesting
So,
fact.
actually, it's like if people didn't know me before, you know, probably a lot of people were just like, you know, don't know, like, you know, that kind of, because after I got into the music, I kind of just like vanished, you know, like I
Right.
wasn't really interactive, you know, in society anymore. I was just like away. I was just like, you know, always away from people, just really and truly in my zone, focusing on my craft, you know, and practicing, you know what I mean, building my image.
Mm.
So it's like at that point in my life when I started this music, there was like a cutoff point, you know, from who I used to be and who I was becoming, you know what I mean?
Mm.
So I didn't really have, you know, like friends or quote unquote linkies like I did before. And, you know, I was just like kind of like a loner. Yeah.
So self-made artists, right?
Yeah, man. I mean, I mean, doing reggae or dancehall in Dominica and being successful at it is no joke.
No doubt. I definitely want to get in, I definitely want to get into that though, because that is a whole different thing by itself. But do you still play football maybe on the side to keep active and them kind of vibes?
I mean, now and then, I mean, I'll take a sweat now and then. But I'm kind of more into like farming and stuff now. You know, I kind of find a little passion in that. And yeah, I mean, if I get a chance to play ball, I maybe will play. You know?
Well, you mentioned farming, so let's get into that a little bit, and then we'll retract Navi, if that's okay, because he already mentioned it. So let's get into that. How did you get into from football to music to farming? How did you get into being a farmer?
Um, but I mean, I like things like animal. Like from a kid, I always been like those things. You know, animals, um, farming, and you know, growing up like in Goodwill, we never really had stuff like land to do none of these stuff. So um, I never really did it then, but you know, as I became of age, you know, I was able to delve into stuff like farming and do things that I personally want to do or wanted to do. You know what I mean? Like rearing animals, farming, etc. Yeah. So basically, it's just more about me doing what I want to do now, as opposed to not being able to do it back then. You know, wasn't making money. I was under my parents' roof. You know, that kind of
Okay.
vibe.
All right. So now you have the resources, and those resources, is it right to assume that they came from the music business?
Yeah, you know, from music, and then we started venturing into other stuff using what we made from music, and yeah,
That's a blessing. A
yeah,
blessing.
we only do music.
All
Yeah,
right.
fortunate enough to only do music.
Yeah.
Facts.
So seeing that Dominica is more or less a Buena kind of country, island, how supportive do you feel Dominicans are towards you and your music? Well, we know that you already won your award, so that kind of speaks to itself. But how have you seen or received the feedback from Dominicans?
I mean, in the inception of everything, I mean, Dominicans wasn't having it straight up, like, and that was kind of one of my reasons for really like, staying away from people. I couldn't really handle the energy. It was bad energy all the time. Um, it was, stereotype, a lot of critiques. There was a lot of critiques. I don't know, probably because I was of my style and the style I choose to have at the time. I mean, I got a lot of bashing back then from my dressing to the type of music. And I mean, in a development stage and basically showcasing yourself while you're in a developing stage where people get to critique you at that, that tender stage is not easy, right? I mean, many a times, like I felt, I could have been discouraged, but, being the type of person that I am, determined and, like I'm a person like I really, once I want something, like I don't give a shit, I go for it, doesn't matter what Jack or Jill says, like I will go for it, you know what I mean? So I was focused. I mean, I saw the hate, I saw, the bashing, but yeah, it's what got me here today. Yeah.
Thanks for
So,
sharing that.
So
so
now, I have a lot of support now. Coming back to the question, I have a lot of support now. But it's like I really and truly gave people a reason to support me, right?
right.
It's like with all the bashing, with all the criticism, like I decided to myself, like, yo, dancehall is what I like. I can dab in booyah now and again, but dancehall and more or less dancehall, I could say, makes me feel me. Yeah.
Well, thank God for that, because then you wouldn't be where you're at today, and you wouldn't be the rising. I mean, not even rising. You are a star. You are, that's
Yeah, man. Give that.
all right.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, I'm seeing you all over social media.
Yeah, man.
But Colton, knowing that like how DA people are, right? Like we know how DA people is. Like it's either calypso or it's booyah. And I know the struggle of the reggae and even trying different genres, right? But away from the music, just the way that the people are like accepting a lifestyle, like what have you always been so strong to say, you know what, to hell with what people think, I'm gonna dress this way, I'm gonna do what I want to do. Have you always been that way, or what brought that out?
But to be honest, like I really can't tell you. Maybe I should just like, give thanks and praise to the universe. That's the direction that, he wants me to go.
Right.
Um, Growing up, I was really and truly like, very timid, very shy, um, not very outspoken, to be honest. I'm not even a people's person if I'm to be totally frank and honest. Like,
Right.
yeah, like I don't like crowds. A lot of people or a lot of my friends, who know me often tell me like, yo, bro, like I don't even know how you're in that profession because it's like you don't like crowds. Yeah, you. But like I say, I guess that's what the universe wants, and he made me into this type of individual where I could be able to withstand, the heavy criticism that I got from the Dominican audience and, to rise like a phoenix today. Yeah.
For real.
Right.
So you definitely use all that negative, and I'm pretty sure there's some positive energy in there as well, and just really build who you are.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. That was my momentum, I was feeding off of it. It's like, like at some point, like, I didn't even want love, man. Like, just give me the negative vibe, like it was like that at some point, I was like
Right.
very controversial.
Right.
Um, I mean, I still tend to be, but in a more, a smaller sense,
Right.
since I've kind of like found myself and found my passion, found my drive, found what I want to
Yeah.
speak about, found the platform that I want to, sing
Hmm.
on. Yeah, so I kind of been a bit less. controversial, and I have a really nice audience, you know, who listen to my music from time to time, and the kind of music that I make as well. You know, you can listen to it for like years to come. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yes, timeless for sure.
So I don't necessarily need to be that controversial anymore. I just need to just feed people's soul from time to time with just some good music, and hopefully I could just like elevate them all the time. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. So how has COVID impacted your music, or has COVID impacted your music and your craft?
I mean, definitely COVID has impacted, not only myself, but just musicians, here in Dominica, yeah, affected our cash flow, affected our creativity. I mean, not to mention the level of depression that comes with it.
Mm-hmm.
In the beginning, I was cool, right? Maybe year two, I was cool, but after a while, it starts to dawn on you that you can't really do what it is that you love to do.
Right.
And, you have to outsource and you have to do different things. So the depression or the level of depression definitely starts to kick in. Um, I don't know if, the other artists would basically be open and honest, but my life is an open book. You know what I mean? This
Right.
life we live in. And basically it's like, if I say like, I've kind of been suffering from depression because of I mean, different variables, but also major, the main thing is like how music has been affected by this COVID
Mm-hmm.
situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah, it just dawns on the creative levels and just gets you into that zone. You don't like, for me, example, from like, I didn't really want to create as much with no avenue to get it out.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I released an album and I didn't even kind of like push it. It's like, and it's like wanting to push it really, but it's just like the energy, just no drive.
No motivation.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
wouldn't you say a time like that, a time like this would be the best time to actually push your album? Because I mean, people are really inside, and with your type of music, your music hits home. Like, I want to get into that, but your music hits home. So don't you
Yeah.
think, like, I mean, at a time like that would be like, I mean, I need some Colton right now.
Yeah, but you see, the thing about it is that how it works is like you invest, and when you invest, you basically get the returns. But if the
Right.
returns are not coming back, then it's
Mm-hmm.
kind of almost no real point in kind of investing that deep. You know what I mean?
Sure. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I'm just gonna deviate for a few, but it's on the same topic, but it was it's more of how that group, I'm not going to name the group, they were nominated, the reggae
Right.
They were nominated what?
Or some reggae award.
Oh, oh,
Grammy
they
award.
got the world reggae
Oh,
artist
yeah, yeah.
genre. And I speak to it only because I want to say that our people, and when I talk about our people, I'm talking about Caribbean people, Black people, Afro-Caribbean people, we don't support our people enough. And I think that's what led to them gaining that award, right? It's based on how many plays your album gets on YouTube or social media. And unfortunately, our people don't do it as much. So that's, would you agree that that's what it is, or do you say it's something else as to why, you know, if you put out music during COVID, because I'm sure they were putting out music during COVID.
Yeah, and I mean, they're presenting to a larger audience, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
As you said yourself, like people in the Caribbean, not many people stream music, not many, it's not really a thing in the Caribbean. All of these streaming platforms are now becoming available,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And sometimes it's like we don't get into these spaces,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes, what's, I want to say sickening at times, because it's like even in the Caribbean, like there's the little hierarchies, like,
Yeah.
like people from this island
Mm-hmm.
view people from the other island, and place them so high, above those, like here, like possibly like myself maybe, or a few other great artists that we have down here from Dominica. And literally when you see they sell an album, you get to see like these people it's just really just smoke online. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Paid promotion, etc., etc. It's not that it is so much on a higher level than us, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just us to start believing in ourselves and in our people and what we have. And if we invest in acts like myself, then I don't think we have an issue in terms of like having to compare to if it's a Marshall or whomever, and that's the issue there. We tend to invest in other acts from the outside and facilitate their work, in the name of marketing, in the name of tourism, in the name of this and that. And we have here acts like us here who are making strides, and we need the extra push because we don't have that population to basically build what we need, like those outside where, and those outside even depend on labels. So imagine how it can be doing it down here as an indie guy. Like you have to be a madman, like me. I'm a madman.
I know somebody, wink, wink, who's like that.
What are you trying to say? Yeah, you have to be a madman. If you're not a madman, you will get nowhere. Because you're gonna listen to what everybody have to tell you, and then you put yourself in a state where you don't know if you go left or right. So you have to make up your own mind, and like Colton T, like you said earlier, you don't really care what nobody says. This is my mission, like it's mine. You know what I mean? So yeah, you have to be a madman.
Yeah, but like, you really have to be a bit crazy to do this,
Yeah, for sure.
Especially to do something like reggae or dancehall in Dominica, I'm telling you.
Yep.
You have to be out of the box to do it. Yeah.
Yeah. But, a lot of people do support the vibes, you know what I mean? I would say maybe a lot of maybe younger people. But you're right. The population is not enough to actually get the music to where it should be. And then, you still have that little population fighting you as
majority of the acts in Dominica can already put music out and can have it circulated amongst the audience of Dominica, who is basically like actually online.
Yes.
What's our audience online? Like how many people do we have connected that are actually Dominicans, like on a network? Like how many we have, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's not in the millions, it's not in the 100,000s, you know what I mean?
No.
So it's easy to get your music circulated. Like those who don't have access to the computer, you get through them via radio. And those who are on social media is like, once it's within a certain circle, majority of Dominicans have already seen it. Yeah.
Right. But would you say you get a lot of support from like the outside of Dominica, that like a non-Dominican in a sense? Do you get a lot of support in that area?
Yeah, I get a lot of support from people from Ghana, like different parts of Africa.
Right.
There are a lot of Dominican people who introduce my music to, people in America and so on. These are the people who actually stream my music, you know what I mean? And keep me up to date, right?
Right.
Yeah, so I just want to take this opportunity to shout out, the fans always. They have me, and I'm thankful for they having me. You know what I mean? They keep me producing the type of music, that I'm able to produce on a daily.
Right.
So, just shout out to the people who support me. Yeah.
Right. Dominican music tend to be the Dominican reggae music tend to be big in Ghana and other parts in Africa as well. Like I know they like Nasi over there. Yourself, I think even Abia. So that is it's not a weird thing, but it's crazy to see how far off your music can go from where you are, right?
And these people out there, like, to be honest with you, there's nothing even special about me. These people just love music, and they support good music, or they just support music. You know what I mean? They support brothers doing it. That's it. Some people down here or some people in the Caribbean kind of just need a reason to support you. Sometimes, you just support a black person doing things, or you just support human beings doing their do. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Period. Yeah. For real. So, like, what inspires, besides the fact that you had so many different experiences in your life, what where do you draw your inspiration from
Well,
for
I
yourself?
draw it from people, I draw it from life itself. I draw it from my own disappointments, disappointments of my friends. Um, yeah, that's where I draw, my inspiration from. Sometimes like I go through a lot of difficult times and, I say, universe, why? Only to find out like, I'm going through that so I can sing about it. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of this stuff that I sing about is stuff that at times I personally go through. And that's the type of artist that I am. Like I need to go through pain. I need to experience heartbreak. I need to experience depression. I need to experience these types of things. And then I'm inspired to basically just sing about it because I'm not the type of artist who use pen or paper. Like that's not in my do day to day. Is we go to the studio and basically we med vibe
Nice.
what comes.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, no, I do hear it. Definitely hear the inspiration. And when you talk about pain and depression, I hear it in your songs. I really do. I feel it. And when I say that I listen to your music, I did. And I really do feel it. Like it's definitely a different vibe and different energy coming from your music for sure.
Yeah, and if you dissect, like all the words,
Yeah.
down to the hardcore stuff, like I've reached a point in the music where I can't even really release a loose song or like a slack song. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like even if I'm putting aggression into the music, there have to be some level of positivity, something that takes you up,
Right.
from the struggle, something that takes you up from the pain,
Hmm.
something that basically, alleviates that type of pressure. And that's my purpose in music. It's not even about the money. It's not even about, what I can achieve. Like, the only thing I really and truly care about right now is my legacy. And that's the only thing I can die with. I can't die with houses. I can't die with cars. But, how people remember me is what I can go with. And that's what my focus is
Right.
now. So I need to do that by basically inspiring people and make sure people remember the good music and use my music, for positive things in their life. Yeah.
Nice.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
That's a nice thing. But would you say it's a good thing, by the way? But would you say is a pressure you put on yourself? Because when I listen to your music, I would say that it's like almost therapeutic for you when you're in the studio. Just that realness that comes out, right? Um, and I can understand where that comes from. But in a time now, everything is watered down. It's like a lot of artists not making sense or even thinking positive, right? But your music, it's like it. Some of your songs, man, it hits a core. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I mean it's easy. It's easy to follow the trend, but you have to be strong and make a choice and decide like what's your purpose. And
Right.
like I'm saying, goes back to legacy. Who I want to be remembered as, how I want to be remembered. And I wouldn't say it's like a pressure, you know, but
Right.
it's just like a goal. It's
Right.
like when you listen to Barry Salmon. Barry Salmon don't have to make a new record a day in his life because
No,
like
you
he have
don't.
all of those hits,
Truth.
Yeah.
right? He could
Truth.
Yeah.
go and sell out any show,
Yeah.
and he don't have. I think the actual pressure is to basically follow the trending styles of today, you know,
Mm.
is to follow the trending styles of today. So guys, you find yourself having to pick up a style every time a new one
It
comes out.
changes. Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But me, I'm just in my lane, you know what I mean?
Just being
Working for the
yourself.
people, yeah.
Yeah. And that's almost pretentious in a way to me, like, this is going, this is trending, so let's jump on this bandwagon. But
Mm.
you stay fluid, you stay, definitely true to who you are, and that's important. Yeah.
Yeah, and it took me a while to get to this point, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know, like I say, like all the time I was getting those critiques and I was getting criticized. I was in the development stage, you know what I mean?
Right.
And it's very difficult to focus while you're in that development stage when people are like bashing you in that way, and basically stay on path, stay on game. Yeah.
Mm. Would you say that some of that drive and that way of thinking came from your going back to football, being in that headspace where it was so structured? Would you say some of that foundation came from there as well?
Yeah, yeah, I consciously, I can't just like say yes, but I could say yes because, I think every experience that I had growing up, led to the point that I'm at now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whether I'm able to remember it now, but everything that I do now kind of it was shaped, from that growing up stage.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Right.
Thanks.
So what you got next coming up? What are we looking for now? Everything is starting to open up. Uh,
Yeah, well, it'll always be music, I mean? Music and more music. Um, giving the people that type of soul food, trying to inspire the young people,
right.
to stay up, and like I say, it is really and truly about the legacy and you can have no greater motivation than wanting to leave a great legacy behind.
Yeah.
It's like that's basically the drive, because I'm telling you, sometimes you're gonna get in a difficult position and money might be an issue, this might be an issue,
Yeah.
that might be an issue, but you need to find something. That's because how money does. Money could be down today, up tomorrow.
Mm.
you know you need to find something more than just that to basically stay afloat.
And you found the farming as one, but
Yeah.
also commendable to you because not many people know how to invest their money. They make the money and they don't know what to do with it next. And you've invested it into something that is something that's going to be always around,
Yeah, definitely.
People need to eat every day. So what about, I see that you've done work feeding the elderly and the homeless. What made you get into that? Sorry, I don't know what that was. Can you hear it?
What?
Colton?
You can hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the gesture of feeding the homeless and the elderly, what made you do that?
I was participating in a give back a give back event. Was it? Yes. That I think we have had back in the day, and I participated then, and then we had um that really inspired me to just keep it up and continue doing it. Right. Um, it's always been a passion of mine to help. Always been a passion of mine to give back.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I just continued doing it, and yeah,
Okay.
I I I I was doing it like on the streets, and then I found out about the home for the homeless, and I built a good relationship with the staff, a good relationship with um, the people that are there, and I just felt it necessary to go back every year and make my contribution, as a way of starting off my year.
That's a blessing
That is a
for sure.
blessing.
Yeah.
You definitely been doing some big things. You did something. Man, COVID got me locked in years, but I want to say maybe 4 to 5 years ago. What is that sound? I want to say about 4 or 5 years ago. Maybe even longer than that. You put on a concert in Dominica, reggae.
Yeah,
You the first reggae artist in Dominica to ever do that.
yeah. Bomb in the
That
city.
What was it called?
Bomb in the
Bombing.
city, it's called.
Bomb in
Bomb
the
in the
City.
Yeah.
What brought that about? Because that was a big move.
Um, Again, it's like trying to get the who I know that I am. It's like trying to get them to see my vision, and it's like you can't show them that vision. You could say it with words, but people just can't see what you can see. And
Right.
sometimes you have to just put it down on the ground, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I always like the Dominic, not the Dominican people, because the Dominican people know, they know what I'm capable of. They know who I am. They've seen the work that I've been putting on. It's the
Right.
people who are in the positions to make that decision to present me to the people
Mm-hmm.
are the ones who don't know what's going on the ground.
Right.
Right? And I needed to basically prove to them that I'm capable of hosting my own show and drawing my people to a venue where it could reflect on how I basically maybe charge, how I basically, yeah. So I needed to present myself in that larger than life space.
Right.
And I needed to do something big and never done before. And that's how Bombing the City came out, Again, a lot of people thought that I was a madman for trying that. But it was success for me, right?
Right. Right. I
Give me a minute.
I think the iPhone's messing up.
oh, okay. I couldn't see it. I couldn't see it failing because I mean it's not like we never had reggae artists in Dominica, right? Like, but the fact that you put it on, I don't know why everybody found it to be like, oh, Colton, you put that on. Oh, that not gonna do this. That not gonna do that. But you strive off those things. I think it's, yeah, we're having some difficulties with his audio. Can you hear us? Can you hear me, Colton? Yeah, he got very, very. Yeah, the mic got thing for a minute. So let's see if we could sort that out and get him back in a minute. Let's see if we could give him a minute, I guess.
Yeah, so Colton T. Wow, you are hearing from Dominica's the top
reggae artist. Yeah, straight. The top, the number one.
The number one.
Okay, I think we got him back, right? Do we?
Yeah. Test.
No.
Say something, Colton. Can you hear us? He's still muted.
Yeah, he's muted.
Yeah. Well, we have more questions for Colton T.
Yeah, we'll try to get him back when he comes back.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, so far so good. I mean, his story is, as a second, there's a second person that came on this program, and they strive off the negative, and it just makes me feel good.
Because it reminds you of someone you know?
Yeah, right. Somebody I know very well. Like,
Yeah.
And he's like, don't even give me the good. Just give. And I'm like, yes.
Yeah. The more you say no, the more he can produce. And
of course. Because that puts a fire in you. You know what I mean? So you guys can learn something from that. Not everything that, and I say it all the time. It's not everything that comes out negative that you should take as negative. Just dissect things for yourself sometimes,
Mm-hmm. Look for the negative look for the positive in the negative.
Yeah, for sure. So that's big. I guess we could play one Colton T song and see if he comes back in time. If not, we'll continue here and dissect. Let's take in Bomb in the City. That's a big tune, so let's take in the Bomb in the City.
You're the authenticity in my voice. My choice. Yeah, by the time I realize that I am this country's pride, everything on already legalized. Years of my life, all I did was fantasize that my dream would materialize. Yeah. that my dream will materialize. Hate in disguise, my own people plot my demise, but like Jesus Christ, I will rise a prophet. Stinking rich in love, so much I sacrifice. Yes, still let people give me fight. By the sweat of my brow, the seeds that I sow at night, I will reap at sunlight. Yeah, such a stressful life. Yeah, but I never lost sight. Yeah, I am gonna make it through the night, make it through the night. I am gonna have patience. Success don't come overnight, don't come over. Tell them I am a publicity. Yeah, call me Mr. Publicity. I am a publicity. In a city that's still a mystery, yeah. Still a mystery. They're gonna have me explode. Already in take over mode. I see them fear govern the road. Either they surrender or them and me the quotes. And I'm a gun them fully loaded. If I'm glad for your quote, yeah, we have to shut them down. We will bless if you really notice. Did I ask them nice? Now me have to take the lead. Call me Hitler, I'm on them Moses. Let's break in a day. Now let me show you what hope is. I'm a product of focus. Where am I trying? Man, we are cheap. Where am I sleep? One day I give. And I like to we are. But me no more than people. And like any human I bleed. So I carry some more. But man still a piece. My people come and me they height. Yeah. I am gonna make it. Make it through the night. Make it through the night. I am gonna have patience. Success won't come overnight. I am a publicity. Yeah, call me Mr. Diggy. I am a publicity. In a city that's still a mystery, yeah. Still a mystery. Yeah, by the time I realize that I am this country's pride, everything would already legalize. Years of my life, all I did was fantasize that my dream would materialize. Yeah, that my dream would materialize. Head in disguise, my own people plot my demise, but like Jesus Christ, I will rise a prophet. Stinking rich in love, so much I sacrifice. Yes, still let people give me fight. By the sweat of thy brow, the seeds that I sow at night, I will reap at sunlight. Yeah, such a stressful life. Yeah, but I never lost sight. Yeah, I am gonna make it through the night, make it through the night. I am gonna have patience. Success don't come overnight, don't come over. Tell them I am a publicity. Yeah, call me Mr. Diggy. I am a publicity.
Voice of the man, Colton T, man. That one, the bomb in the city. Definitely a bomb, not just in the city, in the whole country.
Yeah, bombing our airways right now. Yeah.
So yeah, of course we had technical issues. We haven't seen Colton back yet. We were supposed to have somebody else joining us with Colton, and hopefully he pops in any minute now. But in the meantime, yeah, man. Enjoy Dissect. If you guys have any questions, the number passes right under the screen. It will be there in 5, 4, 3. There you go. Before my time.
Yes.
You guys could definitely send some questions, voice notes or text message to that number, and we'll get to that. Right. Follow Islands Therapy and TDN TV on YouTube, Facebook, and all your social media. All right. Definitely.
And also you want to follow our guest, Mr. Colton T. His tags are all there. His Facebook, Colton T Music, Twitter, Colton T Music, Instagram, Colton T Music, and YouTube, Colton T Music. You can't get confused with that.
So, yeah, let's get into a thing now.
Yeah.
Hello. So, how was it going to bed with Colton T last night? And
Well,
getting up, getting up?
honestly, it was nice. It was
Yeah,
the vibes were nice. The vibes were definitely nice. All of his music. I found him on Spotify.
right,
I can find his music on YouTube. When I was posting to advertise on Instagram, when you're able to put your music, you can add music.
right.
He has like many songs on Instagram. Not a lot of artists have
Right.
their music on
On
Instagram
Instagram,
where you
right,
can post it onto a post. And
right.
that in itself means that he's doing big things,
Yes,
right?
yeah,
So it was nice
yeah. He's
being with old
definitely
Colton
he's
T.
he's definitely a man of his
Y'all can
business.
hear me?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Colton, I'm bragging about how I
Yeah.
was sleeping with you last night.
You're bragging what?
How I slept. I went to bed with you last night.
Nice. Tell me a little about that, now, man.
Yeah, the vibes were nice. The vibes were nice. And I was talking about the fact that when I post on Instagram, not many artists have their music on Instagram. When you go to post and you can actually look for an artist, you're there. I
Yeah.
want to know how that happened. And it has to be only because your music is out there.
Well, the thing about that is like it's made easy right now with the different streaming platforms that I have. You have different organizations, doing it for you where you don't have to really do it for yourself.
Okay.
And, yeah. So, I mean, if an artist's music is not there, because probably they're not interested. And yeah,
Ah, okay,
whenever
okay.
you're doing something, you have to be interested in trying to find out, you know, what's the crap about, etc., etc. You know what I mean? And to big up, and to just take a quick moment to just big up the people, you know what I mean, in the comment section, big up the people listening in the US area, you know what I mean,
Yes.
Connecticut locked in, Virginia locked in, you know what I mean, Marva, big up yourself one time, you
Yeah.
know, shout out everybody that's tuned in, you know what I mean, Cheryl, yeah,
So
Sheldon.
maybe we could take some Facebook or YouTube questions, Jay. I'm pretty sure we have
Yeah.
some there.
Um, let's see. Oh, so there were a few questions that came in while you were.
Would you consider doing another big production?
I mean, definitely. Because at the end of the day, I also use, my platform to showcase, the other acts like myself, you
Right.
know, up and coming, established as well.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's just another avenue to basically push music. And yeah.
Right. So who are some of the producers that you work with or currently even
Um,
working with?
I'm very particular in terms of who I work with. So if I work with somebody, it's based on really and truly like the chemistry that we have, the connection that we have, and it,
Right.
it it more than likely has to be, you know, off of the music, and then the
Mhm.
music is accompanied. So for now, I'm currently working with a guy by the name of Cookie Beats. Um, I'm also my engineer, that's Ajmal Peters.
Right.
He is working with me right now, and my other engineer, Tig McGlaw. So it's a very small unit, a very small circle, and yeah.
Okay. Nice. Nice. Yeah, we got Ajmal on the outside too. Asma was supposed to join us tonight too, actually, to link up with you, but we don't know if that's gonna happen.
Yeah,
So big up Ajmal on the outside, you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
Definitely,
Let me
definitely.
ask you, do you have any plans for tours? Are you coming to Toronto at any time soon?
No, I definitely need to be in Toronto, man. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So we're working on the new album, and we hopefully will be working on a tour after that project.
Nice.
Wanting to just touch base with the people that's been supporting over the years, and wanting them to see me live and in action. Yeah, I've been giving them
But
some great music, and it would be a blessing so that they could see me live.
yeah,
We were actually supposed to be on tour before COVID came, you know,
Mm.
and then COVID came and shut down everything. Couldn't travel, couldn't move nowhere. That's that. Yeah.
Right.
Was the tour a Caribbean tour or North American tour? What
Well,
was
the States was involved, was a part of it, but we're touching different places in the Caribbean for sure. So it's like
okay.
Antigua, Jamaica, Trinidad. Like we had a whole Caribbean tour with the extension of a few places in the States.
Okay.
But now, you know, we're gonna be open to more places, you know, as the music has basically been touching. Yeah.
Right. I took you in the States, man, again the years. But yeah, I think it was in Brooklyn
Yeah.
a few years ago. I want to say 5-6 years ago. I took you in over there at an event.
Yeah, and probably that was like, you know, those times was my startup times, you know, like
Yeah,
so I
yeah,
was
yeah.
all over the US. I was, you know, Texas doing all of the circuits, doing all of the runs, you know, just trying to get people onto my vibe, trying to get
Right.
people to listen to my message and, you know, just, yeah, really and truly trying to get out there. So
Marketing
I
yourself.
was touching everywhere that I could, every stage that I could touch. I want to shout out to the people that also supported me while I
Right.
was on that journey, on that venture. You know,
Right.
they too played a big role, you know, in terms of like my establishing right now. And I just want to just publicly just thank them and say thank you. You know what I mean?
Nice, nice. So the atmosphere is welcoming and everything was nice then.
Yeah, yeah. You know what I mean? People will always have questions,
Of
you
course.
know, and people will always question things. And like I said, it's very difficult to get people to see your vision.
Right.
And you have to take the time out and try to create that reality so people could see, you know.
Right.
And I'm still in that stage of trying to create, you know. I'm still in that creating stage. I'm still trying to grab more people and get more people to believe in what it is that I can do, what I have to offer, you know, how I'm able to deliver. And the funny
Okay.
thing with time is that sometimes time passes and people forget.
Yeah.
So it's
Yes.
something that you constantly have to be doing and
Mm-hmm.
constantly have to be reminding people of what it is that you can do. Because again, with time and how it changes and new trends, you always have somebody else getting hot, somebody else coming
Yeah.
into the space. A
Yeah.
new thing is
Yes.
always happening. So as an artist, you always have to be active. You always have to, you know, be in your lane, but, you know, active.
Yes.
Okay. So we
Fact.
talked a lot about other people and how they receive you, but how's your family received you, your music and
I
your
mean, in the beginning, it was something very difficult for my family, you know, because it's the obvious, you know. They want you to be a doctor, they want you to be a lawyer, they want you to be a
Mm,
banker.
Yes.
And me
mm,
deciding that I want to do music back then, music as I knew it was the worst profession that you could ever decide on choosing
mhm.
here in Dominica. If you wanted to be a musician, forget the idea. That's the
Mm-hmm.
worst thing, and all of the worst things was associated with becoming a musician.
Mhm.
And me being determined as I am, my whole thing was I needed to change that,
Mhm.
you know, because I don't need to be in America or I don't need to be on the Grammy stage to
Right.
basically be successful in music,
Yeah.
right? It's like you have what's going on in America, that's going on in America, and we have what's going on here, and that's here. It's just like we have on our own awards right now.
Mhm.
Right.
You know, me being the front runner for dancehall down here that's prestigious to me because at the end of the day, we all divided into regions. We can't be everywhere at once.
Facts.
Yes.
Sometimes we have a lot of artists like the Trinidadians and the Jamaicans sounding like they're so large, but it's because the diasporans out there from Trinidad and Jamaica is basically in larger numbers
Right.
out there,
Yeah.
right? So it's the same thing like how Dissect can feature me and Dissect is not Dominican based,
Right.
you know. It's the same way you have a lot of Jamaicans and a lot of Trinidadians out in the diaspora, you know, and supporting their locals trying to strive from home, island home, you know.
Right.
Yeah. You're right.
So, you know, I really want, you know, the people to not pressure us as artists, you know, as if like we're not doing well enough. You
Right.
know, it's a cycle. Everybody has to be doing well in order for success to happen, because
Right.
you cannot be a promoter in Toronto and and you can't host out a proper venue to host me
True.
when I come,
Yeah.
etc., etc. So you know, it goes hand in hand. I as an artist have to be doing well to
Yeah.
be
Right.
able to sell out a stage
An
show,
arena.
and
Yes.
you as a promoter or just an individual in the diaspora have to be doing well as an individual too, to be able to bring me up, host me well, do the promotions, you
Right.
know, have the links and the networks, you know, that type of vibe.
Right.
So it goes hand in hand.
True.
Mhm.
Question from the audience. What was that question? What would you say is your biggest accomplishment
So far, I would say,
so
right?
far?
So far,
I
yeah.
mean, you've had so many already.
Yeah.
How
It's
would
true.
Yeah,
you?
I mean, if I'm to be honest with you, it's like, I don't know, like my accomplishment for me is being a successful musician and being able to live life of by doing what I love, what I like, you know?
Mm.
Mhm.
In terms of just like pinpointing stuff, sometimes I don't even remember, because I really and truly don't even pay attention to those things. Like honestly, I'm just really excited whenever I make a good song and the people receive it well. Like that's the accomplishment, all the accomplishment I need, right? Yeah. So go delving into stuff like things that maybe, you know, the clouty stuff, maybe awards, maybe, you know, staging, shows, etc. Like I don't even count those things. I'm just really happy and I feel really accomplished when people receive my music and receive my message well. Like that's the biggest accomplishment for me ever, and I don't think that's gonna change.
Nice, nice.
Nice.
Yeah, an award is just really a flower to, tell you that, yeah, we're listening, which is a good thing. But I get what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, I believe Ajmal joined us. We don't have that much time left, but let's see if we can bring Ajmal onto the screen. If he's there, I see you in the back. Bring him onto the screen, guys. Okay. Mr. Peters, what's going on,
Yeah,
sir?
what you saying? What you saying? You hearing me?
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
All right. It's good to be back once
Yeah,
again. Yeah.
yeah. It's been a
Imagine,
while.
yeah, my partner was just telling me, boy, you always on the Isaac, you know. You know, yeah, you always on the Isaac. You know,
Yeah,
it's good to be back. You
and
know.
your partner in the building with you. We just spoke about you briefly a while ago.
Yeah, man. Trust me, working with Colton, is a good vibes. You know what I mean? He
Yeah,
saw the vibes I had, and he gave
right.
me a chance. So, you know,
Yeah,
I publicly can say, I thank him for giving me the chance,
yeah.
because when others didn't want to give me the chance, honestly, he gave me the chance.
Nice.
Understand? So, yeah. Mhm.
Well, like Colton said earlier, is for him to work with somebody's chemistry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
hmm
obviously he heard something in you that he wanted a little dab of that, right?
Yeah,
You,
yeah,
you
yeah.
you put it that way, Colton?
Yeah, I mean, Ashmal is, you know, I am very, very, very particular. You can ask anybody. I'm very particular about who I work with, how I work
Right,
with people, and you know, Ashmal strike me as somebody that people cannot understand,
right.
who reminded me of myself.
Mm,
Like I wanted to achieve things, but people didn't understand me at the time in terms of why I was doing what I was doing. I guess some of them
right.
understand now, but
hmm
you know, it's too late. You know, they say what they have to say already.
Mhm.
Yes.
Um, so he strike me as that type of person. You know, Ajmal is somebody that will be at every event. You know, he is somebody that will see the good in everybody, even if the bad is there in
Yeah.
glaring. You know, he wants to see the positive in other people, and you know, people just chose to, you know, somewhat kind of like just pick on him because he's different, you
Right.
know. But like I was trying to tell him, like, you know, people can just feel his energy, and he's a talented person,
Yes.
and he has also been able to help bring out the best of me in the studio. you know, because I have a studio stamina that
Right.
the average person cannot keep up with. You know,
Right.
because as you can ask him, I'll call him at weird times whenever I get a vibe because I don't write. Because I don't write, I need to lay it down immediately. Sometimes just laying down a voice note is not enough.
Not enough,
I
yes.
need to lay the vibe down immediately, and
Mm.
you know, I have him on speed dial when I have that vibe for him to come now.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, you know, and
Yeah.
sometimes it can
Nice.
be at weird times because sometimes, like, you know, I'm making this song right there, right then.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, it is in the moment kind of vibe, and to be honest with you, to get the kind of vibrations that, you know, we've been able to create in the past couple of months off of just no writing, no thought process, really just on the spot, is amazing. And the entire album project that's coming out, I can officially state it right now because we have so much music. You know, the album project right now is like a new selection. You know,
Right.
shout out to Kirk working on that with me, myself, Ajmal. We had an entire album before, but we're gonna do an entire new album now, which is a different
Okay.
one.
Right.
And I want to officially state it out here and state the title. It's God on Earth. So you know the people can look out for that. You know, we have some great
So,
selections, great music. Yeah.
so what can we look for that for like the end of the year, mid-year?
No, man, earlier than that, like very soon, man. Like we coming with that soon.
Okay,
Like we're
okay.
looking like in the next couple of months, like a month or two, you know?
Okay,
Yeah,
nice.
we're looking at that project because like I said, we've been recording a lot of music.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, we can select and make albums out of a lot of the singles that we have.
I'm literally trying to contain myself right now because it gets more and better right now. I can't wait. So, yeah.
Yeah.
And you heard it here first on Dissect.
First,
God on
yeah,
earth.
that's the first announcement, you know what I mean?
That's what's
Yeah.
up. That's what's up.
Yes.
Man, well, both of you guys really are amazing in your own paths, you know what I mean? So it's very nice to see you guys working together. And you know, I look forward to hearing more stuff from you guys in the future. But
Yeah, man.
it just amazed me what comes up from you, Colton T, and I'm like sitting there like, what? This man don't write? Like,
No, you could ask Ashman.
Yeah, he
You
doesn't
right
write.
there.
Don't
yeah,
write. Don't write.
I believe you, you know. I believe you. Trust me,
Don't
I
write. Don't
believe
write.
you. But you know what I mean? When you're sitting on the outside watching, it's like, damn. Because like I said before, your stuff is not watered down like a lot of stuff we hear right now. It hits home. You know what I mean? Like too soon, I'll tell you straight up, I can't listen to that song again. It hitting it hitting way too deep for me. I cannot listen to that
Yeah.
again. So like the whole night I'm sitting there, I'm like, man, so that means that man didn't write that song. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's like almost like I'm a vessel, to be honest. It's like
Nice.
I don't even want to claim responsibility for I'm just like a vessel, you know,
Right.
just bringing out the emotion
Right.
in lyrics, in the form of lyrics, in the form of, you know, like going in the music box and just like, yeah, laying it down. But it's like I have no recollection. Sometimes I have no idea, no previous idea. I just go there and yeah, a beat
Do your thing.
comes
Fine.
and yeah, I just lay it down. Like
Yeah.
no plan, no nothing.
So what's your reaction when you sorry, Jay, but what's your reaction when you hear yourself? Do you sit down like, wow, like, or do you ask yourself, is that me? I saying that, or you know, what I mean, what's your
Yeah,
reaction
I
when
mean,
you
I
hear
often
yourself?
tell Ashman like I don't even think it's me. I don't want to take the credit because it's like I don't think of them things.
Yeah, right.
I mean, like literally, like we recorded something yesterday and to complete the project and like I came into the studio with no idea like what I'm going
Mm-hmm.
to say. You know, I just stand up in front of the mic and I just like say anything.
Right.
Just and the words connect. Like basically you can go for yourself and write down the words and see how much sense they make. You know,
Right.
oftentimes people don't listen to music. They just listen to the beat, listen to the
Yeah.
vibe. But I
They
would
hear
like
it.
people to
Yeah.
really and truly go and dissect, you
Mm-hmm.
know, the lyrics,
Yes.
dissect the things that I say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And how relevant like they tend to be. Yeah. And again, you know what I mean? Just thanks and praise unto the Most High, you know, the universe that's just guiding my path and helping me and giving me the energy to do, you know, what I've been able to do for the past couple of years. Yeah.
Most definitely.
Mhm.
So Ajmal, what can we expect from you apart from the project with Colton?
Well, I working on some new stuff right now. Some rhythms.
Alright.
So you'll get that very soon.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah, you'll hear about that.
yeah, I know you're always working, and I get them. They come my way all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to have to do, man. You know,
Yeah,
can make
that's
COVID hold us down.
right.
Yeah.
So yeah, speaking about COVID, that did not affect you at all?
Oh, me?
Yeah,
I wouldn't say a lot, to
not
be
a
honest
lot.
with you. I mean, for playing live,
Yeah.
because I'm also a live musician.
Okay.
For doing gigs, there was some problems, you know, but me producing, like working on
Nah,
material, mixing, no.
more space to create.
Yeah, and more space to create and think of different things and, you know, study more, do different things, you know.
Right.
Yeah, that kind of stuff, you
All right.
know. Yeah.
And yeah, you Ajmal, you'll be joining us not next Saturday, but the previous Saturday you'll be back here on Dissect, so we'll be getting more of Ajmal story and vibes like that.
Yeah.
And so yeah, Jake.
I just wanted to comment on what Colton T was saying about the fact that the energy and him not having to write things down. I just always go back to saying it is definitely a blessing. And you saying that you're a vessel, you have come to give us a message, right? You've come to give the people a message, and you are being used to do that. And whatever it is, however it's transcending, we are receiving it. And definitely continue doing the work that you do. Continue doing the work that you do.
Definitely.
Yeah, man. So Colton, man, both of you guys, thank you for joining us tonight. It was a pleasure of mine for sure. I'm happy I actually made it tonight. I was actually looking forward to interviewing you, and then I had to be pulled off. But then last minute, you know, everything changed. So that was a blessing itself. So I don't know if you Colton want to shout out your team or big up anybody or, you know, social media, you know, you could go ahead and do your thing.
Yeah, man, you know, as usual, again, I just want to just shout out the fans, shout out the people that constantly support me, you know, the people who are listening, you know, join me, follow me, Colton T Music, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, you know, for all of the new stuff that's coming out. I want to shout out Ajmal while he's here. I want to shout out Cook, you know, I want to shout out Tig. You know, these are the people that, you know, they don't always appear on the forefront, you know, but in the background, you know, ensuring that I sound good, I sound right. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ashmel, you want to big up anybody?
Yeah, for me, is honestly, I just want to big up the people that are supporting vibes, you know, encouraging, you know, basically just lifting up the vibes and, you know, just supporting, you know. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, honestly.
Yes. Well, gentlemen, keep doing what you guys are doing, man. When it's only when you're doing good, people just bash on you and, you know what I mean, kick on you and them vibes there. So Colton T know about them vibes because he's doing good on that side, you know what I mean? So yeah, man, definitely keep up the good work, and we look forward to hearing some more music from both of you guys.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Yeah, so there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Another Dissect program, another nice episode. Mr. Colton T. That was nice.
Definitely.
That was nice. The man don't write none of those deep things that's coming out from him. Yo, too deep, too short, too soon. Sorry, I don't know. I said too short. Too soon. Big tune. Bomb in the City. Like if you just listen to the song, like it almost like bragging rights, but you like you have a vibe. Like
and Phase.
Yeah, that's another big one too. That's another big one. And definitely check out his videos too. I have a lot of music videos on YouTube and that stuff. So you guys support, if you're Dominican or not Dominican, support Colton T, support Ajmal Peters, They both doing good stuff, and like we said, Ajmal will be here in the next 2 weeks with us, with some other guests as well. So yeah, that's it for us for the night.
Yes.
So
great show. Okay, looking forward to next week.
Most definitely. Yeah, stay tuned for the promo video for next week's guest. Yeah, I don't think I'm leaving the studio. I think I'm gonna sit right here. I might wear the same shirt,
Right?
the same hat.
You need to go and rest for this one. Yeah. The energy is gonna be different.
You're right. So we love you guys. Have a blessed week, a blessed weekend. I am Novelist.
And I am Jewel.
This is Dissect. See you guys next week. Peace.
Hey yo, this is your boy Wetty Beats, and I'm telling you this 16th of April, Saturday, I will be on Dissect. Tell all the walk one with Wetty Beats. I'm gonna do the whole story and everything will turn up. You don't know. Boom.